I can't tell you how many emails I receive every week. I have no idea how many I get. But I reckon there's about 80% of the emails that I do get are trying to sell something to me. And over the past 3 weeks, 100% of those 80% of emails trying to sell me something have not mentioned lockdown that we are sitting in Sydney, have not mentioned the Olympics that were just incredible over the last 2 weeks, and have not mentioned any other of the world or environment events that are going on. There's a mismatch between the marketing that people are sending me via email and what's happening in the world that I live in. That mismatch shows that you're either a lazy marketer or it's pre-written, it's automated, and you therefore haven't changed it, i.e. you're a lazy marketer. Welcome to JTIntheRaw, where we're going to talk about what that marketing actually talks about as you, as a business owner. JTIntheRaw, show 253, and it might just include a little rant, one of the famous JT rants coming up. Same time every week, right here on your screen. Good morning, Carol. Great having you on board early this morning over there in Western Australia. And this is where I get to chew the thin on business. And after 32 years in business, I have just a few thins to chew. And this week's show has been motivated through a Rex Roundtable meeting that I had this week with my Rex marketing managers in the United States, as well as really analysing the emails that I've been receiving and wondering and probing. Because what I don't understand, here's where the rant might actually begin. What I don't understand is the people that are out there on your social media feed, the people that are on their social feeds or emailing you and saying they are experts in marketing. They will help 10x your business. They will help you generate more leads and inquiries than you can poke a stick at. And yet their marketing is pedantic. It is lazy. It is just downright missing the mark. So let's analyse what perhaps we should be doing. There's a couple of different ways we can do it. I admit that. I know that. But let's analyse what we should be doing. When I get an email from you and you're trying to sell me something, whether that sell just the relationship between me and you or sell the product or service, whatever it may be, that email has to relate to me personally. It has to relate to me personally. When I read it, I feel that it's been written to me as an individual. I'm more likely to act. It's more likely to create that bond in the relationship or create me to try to connect with that product or that service. So let's think about that. Sydney right now, lockdown. Canberra, lockdown. Melbourne, lockdown. Perth, open. United States, open. Queensland, open. Europe, open. California, mask mandate. It's crazy the world that we live in. Your database, you got to be making sure you know exactly where your customer is from, and then you tailor that message. Like fair income, I get an email 3 times a week from one of the US's top marketing gurus who is here to help me grow my fitness business. I won't mention him by name, but I get 3 emails a week from him. He has not mentioned once that we are in lockdown. Not once mentioned lockdown. Because he doesn't know that I'm from Sydney. Because he never asked, where are you from? and I'm on a drip feed campaign. You see, the world is now gone freaking marketing crazy with nurtures and sales funnels. But if you don't collect enough information from your clients, from your prospects, you can't nurture them through a sales funnel because it's just lazy. What you're doing is lazy. It doesn't show you care. I got an email this week from No Bull. Now, I've only just joined their mail list because I've just bought this hat. And it came out, and lo and behold, 3 days after the Olympics, out comes an email, and their featured person in the email is Caleb Dressler, the US super swimmer. What an amazing Olympics he had. So there's a picture of him. He's wearing the kit. Then there's a blurb about him at the Olympics. And then there's a couple of other photos around him. And I went, you guys have nailed it. You have absolutely nailed it, because he is the athlete at the moment that we're all thinking about if you'd watched the Olympics at all. Then you get another email from No Bull. And there's a picture of Tia Claire Toomey, who five-time CrossFit champion. That's their market. No Bull's market are CrossFitters. So when you open that, it makes sense. It makes sense, and it's current. What have you done? Like, think about the marketing that you've been emailing out to people at the moment. Is it relevant? Is it relevant to the world that your community currently live in? Or is it just a drip nurture campaign that you wrote 2 years ago and you've never done anything since? Because that is just freaking lazy. And what does that show to your customer? So, now I've ranted. Now I've showed you and shared with you my frustration as a consumer of someone that gets these emails. What is the solution? Solution's really simple. Gain more information from the people on your list. Yes, that might mean you have less people on your list, but they're more qualified. So here's what we know historically. If we just want a name and an email address, we might get 1,000 people put their name and email address down to join our database, whatever we're selling, widgets. But if we ask for a name, email address, and country, well, you might automatically now drop to 800. Then we might add state, and we might drop to 700. Then we add city, and we might drop down to 500. And then we might ask, what would you use the widget for? And we might all of a sudden drop down to 300. Now, wouldn't you rather 300 people where you know their name, their email, the city that they live in, and what they're going to use your widget for, than have 1,000 people where you've just got their name and email address and that's it, and you know nothing else about them? What would you prefer when you're going to try to market to them? I'll take that 300 over your 1,000 every freaking day of the week, because I can be very specific. I know how you're going to use my widget. I know you live in San Diego, so therefore I know the weather is good and my widget will be able to be used on X, Y, and Z in San Diego. I know you live in New York, so therefore as we're moving into winter, this is how you'll use my widget. And in Sydney, I know you're in lockdown, so therefore my widget would be used X, Y, and Z way. I can make it appear that email is personalized to you rather than the generic bullshit email that comes out trying to convince you to either like me, trust me. Why would I trust you when you don't even know anything about me and you're trying to sell to me when I'm in lockdown, wearing masks, can't get out, whatever the case may be? Do you get my point, ladies and gentlemen? And those that are watching that are these so-called marketing gurus Have a serious freaking look at yourselves. Stop going out there and telling people you're good at what you do when you're crap, when you're not personalizing it, when you're not sitting down and putting prospects in buckets so that you can personalize each one of those messages. Because that is what big companies do, and that is what our consumers expect. Consumers expect a personalized message. And the more personalized you can deliver that message, the more it shows you care about them as a person. If you own a gym and you're saying you're not a membership number, you're a person, you're important to us as who you are, but you send a generic email, then that just flies in the face of what you've just said. Can you tell I get riled up about this and I get passionate about it? Because it's so simple, ladies and gentlemen. It's just that you got to take the extra steps to get your marketing set up. It's just you got to think a little bit more. Lazy marketing will imply to the customer you're a lazy service deliverer, or your product is lazy, or that you miss things. That's the implication. So your job, sharp marketing, will indicate we're a sharp service provider. We're on top of our product and we'll look after you. Your marketing will give us a window to what the relationship's going to be like with you as our service provider. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my rant. Hashtag JT rant. If you enjoyed JT's rant today, no, seriously, if you did get any value from what I'm talking about, then please hit me with a love heart anytime during the show, or whether you're watching live or on replay. If you got value out of today's show and what I'm talking about makes sense, then please give me a love heart. If it doesn't make sense to you, if you've still got questions, hey, just put in the comments below something like call me and I'll organise a time and I can explain this one-on-one with you. I'm more than happy to do that. Jesus, I'm in lockdown. I've got plenty of time. So just put call me in the comments below. We'll organise a time. I can have a chat to you about what I'm talking about. Personalisation in your emails based on what's happening in the world will cut through and build relationships or sell products. So if you got any value, hit me up, call me. Or if you think you know anybody that could get value out of today's show, then hit the share button wherever it is on this. Hit the share button and send it out by either on your profile or tag anybody in the comments below that you think might get value out of today's show. Look, I really appreciate everybody joining me every single week on JT in the Raw, same time, same place each week. And I just like sharing some things that I learn through my week to help my business get better, and hopefully it helps you get better. Have an awesome week. Stay safe. Keep washing your hands. Wear your masks if you have to. And remember, stay physically distant, but you don't have to be socially distant. I'll catch you on the flip side.